Way back in 1986,
Yes.
this game had people running to the arcades to play it. Doesn't it look advanced?
I used to play it at the Chess Arena in Chester, Pennsylvania at a roller rink. Oh, my goodness.
This is Rampage. It has players take control of gigantic monsters as they try to level a city.
So how can a video game from 1986 turn into a huge movie in 2018? You just have to add Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Here to tell us if this monster of a movie is worth the trip. From Paul's Trip to the Movie, say hi to Paul McGuire Grimes.
Hello. Nice to have you.
Paul invited me to see this with him on Tuesday.
Disappointed,
I
Steve.
know. I had a book Tuesday night. I couldn't do it, and I reached out to you on Tuesday night and said, what'd you think? Tell everybody at home what you thought.
Wow, I've never played the game, but I really enjoyed the dickens out of this movie. Because it's so absurd. Like, you don't go into this movie looking for high art. You go in looking for The Rock to kick butt, and you see these big beasts of creatures, you know, destroying Chicago.
It looks cool.
I mean, and that's the thing, like, it looks cool, it's lean, like, it's not over, it's under 2 hours, so you have a short run time.
That's good.
You don't have all these extraneous plots going on, extraneous characters or cheesy dialogue.
That guy's not happy.
You know, and you get to learn this friendship between the ape character and The Rock, and that's kind of fun at the same time.
Okay, I was going to ask, because The Rock has been doing some press, and he's been saying central to this movie is my relationship with this huge, massive albino gorilla. And I thought, oh, Dwayne, who are we kidding here?
Right.
It's just blowing up stuff.
That really only happens at the end. I mean, it escalates to the big climax. So it isn't just this, like, smash, bang action for 2 hours.
Oh,
like,
okay.
there is a build, and the other actors, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in it, Joe Manganiello is in it, and they kind of ride the line of, like, I'm playing a kind of a cartoony actor, but I'm not overacting at the same time. Like, everyone knows what movie they're in, and they're having a good time, and I think that permeates for the audience as well.
I do like, though, that you bring up what your expectation should be going into a movie, because I think so much of enjoying a movie is simply managing what your expectations were. So just go into it thinking, I'm just going to sit back and have fun.
I want a no-brainer, escapism, big bucket of popcorn, and just enjoy life for 2 hours.
That sounds great.
Let's talk chicken stubs, Paul.
I'm giving it 3 out of 5.
I thought you
it's
might.
not a
That's
perfect
good.
movie, but
No.
it's great. It's fun. Yes, you and Grayson will love it.
Okay, great. I can't wait to show it. It's going to be wonderful. Now, a movie of a decidedly different tone.
Yeah, so if this isn't your thing, and you, it happens, if you want a true story, go see Chappaquiddick. And this is about Ted Kennedy, and when he was out drinking and driving after this party, how he ended up killing a woman, and how the Kennedy clan went about trying to cover this up and really save the Kennedy name after this.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. It looks like a beautiful movie.
It is, and this is not one that is essentially pro-Kennedy. You know, you always see Kennedy movies, and it's always like, they're the greatest family, look what they did for politics.
Camelot,
and this,
right.
Camelot, yes. This movie is like, he did this crime. Here's what happened in this week that followed and how they covered up, and he really should have been held accountable for it.
Who else is in this movie?
So it's Jason Clarke as Ted Kennedy, and then you have Ed Helms and Jim Gaffigan as like 2 funny guys, but doing these dramatic roles. And Ed Helms is fantastic in it. Like he plays the lawyer in it, and you really feel like what he went through as a Kennedy lawyer to try to cover things up, and how he had to kind of walk away from that.
Remember, he was Andy in The Office.
Yeah, and then he was in all the Vegas with the Hangover movies. Yes.
But it's just, you think, will this movie, do we care about this story anymore? But you do, because you learn about family and name and scandals, and how does it all apply again now? And do we as voters care about what our politicians do in their personal lives, and does that matter with their scandals?
And that is a forever question that we're always asking.
And this movie asks those questions.
Ticket stubs?
So I'm giving it 3 out of 5 as well. Yeah, enjoyable.
In closing, we're all going to be spending a lot of time on the couch this weekend with the weather. Why should we watch All the Money in the World?
So again, if you like these true stories about families and wealth and money,
I do.
So this is about John Paul Getty III, who was kidnapped because his grandfather was John Paul Getty, and he was the heir to the oil throne. So again, going into these true stories that are too crazy to believe, on screen and off. So again, this is the movie that Kevin Spacey was in, and then Ridley Scott, the director, completely reshot the whole thing in 6 days, put Christopher Plummer in the role, and you're like, he should have been in it the whole time because he's so fantastic in it. He got an Oscar nomination for it. Yeah.
I'm going to stream that one tonight.
There you
go. We were
go.
just talking about what are we going to watch tonight. I think that's going to be
And then afterwards, you will be online looking at what else happened to these Gettys, because it is a kooky
That's a sign of a good movie.
story.
Those are my favorite kind of stories. Thank you so much,
Paul.
Thank you.
You can visit Paul's website. It's paulstriptothemovies.com for more movie reviews. You can also listen to Paul on the Colleen and Bradley Show on My Talk 1071 each and every Friday.
Okay, let's get